Hello and welcome back to Lizard Studios. Today we are going to be finishing the sewing project that we were making last week. You are going to be sewing different types of stitches on your mesh bag that we put on the frame last week, and we made a little hanger here, okay, so we could hang it up when it's finished. So let's begin today's project by getting our materials out. Okay, so for today's project, you are going to need the frame that you made last week and you put the mesh bag on, okay? You are also going to need yarn, different colors of yarn, whatever colors you have or whatever colors you want to match, okay? Now, my suggestion is that if you have like an orange, you don't use orange because it's not gonna show. You use other colors, okay? Fine. Now, you're also going to need scissors. You're going to need a needle. It could be a needle that you find at any store, or it could also be a stick. And with that stick, I showed you how to put the tape on it. You put the yarn and you put the tape on it. I'll show you again today how to do that, okay? And you could sew with this one, okay, also. So you don't really need to buy a needle. Just with a little stick, you could also sew, all right? And that's about it. That's about all we need for today. Let me remind you that mesh bags come in different sizes. Some may be wider, like this one right here, and this is fine to use also. See, this one is a little bit narrower, the little holes right here, and it might be better to sew on. And then you have the potato mesh bags that have, you know, the different colors, and they have another size. So you could use any of these mesh bags for your project, all right? So keep those so you could use them, okay? Now, let's begin today's first sewing stitch, all right? Let's begin. Okay, so there's many different types of stitches. As you see, I've made different ones here. I made like a knot stitch here. I made a cross stitch here. I made like a wave stitch here. I made one that just goes on. And then here is like a little, not a wave, but it's like a knotted continuous stitch. And then one that goes to the side. Today we're gonna be doing these various stitches so you learn how to make them, okay? And you could decorate. But also, you could be creative and make your own type of stitch too, all right? So let me show you something. When you pass the thread through a normal needle, you just pass it through the hole and it's fine. But if you don't have a needle, I'm gonna show you again how to do this type of needle with wood, okay? So what you need is to break your stick in half, just like this, so it's not too long because we don't want it to be too long, all right? You take your string, and I'm gonna put some blue string because blue goes really well with the orange. They're complementary colors, and you put it here. And now let me get some sellotape, okay, or some tape. Okay, here's my sellotape. So you just take a little bit of sellotape, just like this, and you put the needle and the yarn together by just putting the tape on it, okay? Just like this, put it really, really, really tight, just like that, okay? And then you're gonna have a blue yarn with the needle. Then you could cut it, all right? And then I have it here ready to go. Now, since last week I had this one ready to go, we're gonna begin with this one, okay? And this is what we're going to do. I think the first, I'm gonna show you how to do the wave stitch, which is really simple. So all you have to do for this one is we're gonna make it at the top here, okay? You're gonna start by putting it through the hole. Actually, you're gonna go, yes, you're gonna go up. And look what we're gonna do. The first thing that we're gonna do is a little knot. We're gonna make the knot in the back. So you're gonna go through one and then back through the other, like this. And when you turn your frame around, you're gonna have here this string. Now we make a knot at the back, okay? One knot is fine. If you wanna make two, better. okay? And what you do is you cut. All right, so you don't have a lot of string left over. And now we begin, okay? So if we're gonna make this wave stitch right here, what we need to do is the following. We need to go up, okay? And then we need to go to the side and down. Like that, okay? And then the hole that is right next to it, we need to go up through that hole, all right? Pull the string, and now we want to go up here. So you kind of have to calculate what little hole you want to go in through, okay? So you go through it like that. Now, the next thing is, to make a wave stitch, you have to go through the next hole, the one that is right next to it, okay? You pull it through, and we go down to this one. Okay, now then one next to it, right here. And we go up again. Okay, and like that until you finish and you make a knot at the end. Just watch me. Okay, and when you get to the end like this one, what you do is you turn it around, okay? And you make your needle go through another hole to the same hole that you had, just like this. And this is the way that you're gonna make this is the way you're gonna make the knot now. You're gonna leave a hoop, and in this hoop, you're gonna go through it the opposite way, like this, and you're going to pull down. Okay, don't pull too much. You just wanna pull so you make that knot right here. And then the knot's not gonna come loose. So if you wanna make another one, I'll show you how to make another one. All you have to do is to make the knot a little bit bigger. You go through, you make it like a hoop like this, you go down through here, okay? And you just pull the knot down, and it's gonna be a little bit thicker, okay? So it doesn't come off, all right? And now all you have to do is cut. All right, and now we have our wave stitch. The next stitch that we want to do, let's see, maybe a straight stitch that goes from one side to the other, just like this one, okay? And we're gonna leave these little ends here, okay? If you wanna leave them, you can leave them. If you wanna cut them, you could cut them. I left mine because I like them, so I left mine, but you could also cut them like we did in this one right here, okay? So that's up to you. So now let's make just a straight stitch with the blue. See, if you have yarn left over, leave it, because you might use it later on, okay? Leave it here. Let's use the blue one, and let's make a straight stitch. Okay, I'm going through it. I pull, and then what I do is, instead of putting it all the way through, I'm gonna make a knot here. I'm gonna make two knots. One knot. With one knot, I think we have enough. But if you want to learn how to make this knot and do another one, you make another one. Make a hoop, and then you put it through. All right? And that's all good. Now, we have our needle made of wood, of a little stick, and we are going to just go straight through. So we're gonna skip two, okay? We're gonna go like 1 and 2 and down. 1 and 2 and up. And let's see what happens. And watch me. Okay, and now I went all the way through. What am I gonna do? A knot. So I go through one of these little hoops again, okay? Through the mesh cloth again, making like this hoop right here, all right? And I go through it to make a knot. And I make a knot. Now, like I left it long here, I'm gonna leave it long here too. Maybe later on, I'll cut a little bit so it's not that long, but for now, I'm gonna keep it like that, all right? And now we are going to make an X. The X the cross that we have here, I'm gonna make that one. So I am going to take some purple and watch me as I do it. Now I am going to make the cross stitch, okay? So all you have to do is cross it over all the way to the top, almost touching the blue, and down. And now you go to a hole next to it, okay? And you pass it through. Now you go down here, okay? You go down below. Just give it some space, it's fine. Okay? And you go to the back, one to the back, pull it through, and then you go to the top again. Let's do a top one, the top hole. Okay, we want to make it a little bit tight, this one. So I'm going to pull it a little bit tighter, okay, like that. And now to the hole next to it. Right here, you're going to go to the bottom. Okay, you're just going to take the yarn to the bottom. You're not going to cut it now. And you're going to go back to the top right here, halfway. See? And now to the one in front of it. And you're going to go halfway here. See? And there we have finished like our zigzag stitch. You are crossing. The point of this is to cross the threads, okay? Just to cross the threads. And what you could do here is just turn it around, okay? And you make here, you go through the mesh bag again, go through a little piece of mesh bag here. Wait. You have to be careful with the staplers. And go through it. Go through the hole. Okay? What do I do with this so it could go in the front? Well, I don't know. I'm gonna cut it. I think I'm gonna cut this one and this one so I don't have the string hanging on the outside because I don't want one on this side and one on this side. So I'm just gonna cut it. And we're gonna go to the next stitch, so just watch. Now I'm gonna show you how to make this stitch right here. First, you're gonna do the same thing. You are going to make a knot at the end. This stitch, all you have to do is go through here, and then before you pull the string through completely, what you have to do is go through this hoop of the string, okay? Go through the hoop and pull, and see, and then you get that little curve right there. Now you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna go through the mesh bag. Before you pull it through, you go through the hoop and pull, and you get it again, see? And now you're gonna do it again. You're gonna go through, instead of putting everything, you go through the hoop and you pull it. And there you have 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna make another one. Right here. At the end, you're gonna go through the hoop with your thread. And there we go, okay? And on this last one, we could just make a knot, all right? Okay, and now we are going to do the last type of stitch, which is just a knot. It's just a knot. It's really cute, but it's just a knot. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Okay, you go through the mesh bag right here, like that. And all you have to do is make a knot. You could just make one, or you could make two. and you cut. Okay, now this yarn, it depends on the yarn that you have, how your knot comes out, okay? You go through it again. I'm gonna make one on this side first, like that we have on both sides. And you can make them of different colors. It doesn't have to be just blue. Okay, so now we have finished our sewing project. We have made different types of stitches, like the one at the top that we made last week. We have made a wave stitch, a straight stitch, a cross stitch, and this knotted stitch that we made. And then at the bottom, we have just made knots, okay, to hang our project up just like this, okay? So now we have finished our stitching project, our sewing and stitch project. We have made different types of stitches. And why is this important? Well, this is important because remember that everything that we wear, our cushions, also our curtains, everything around us that is made with fabric is sewn, sometimes by machines and sometimes by people. And there are different types of stitches. Now, these are decorative stitches. These stitches are used later on in art, in different types of flowers and designs that we put on clothes. But today we wanted to do something very simple, and I wanted to show you how to sew your first stitches. So I hope you like this project. I hope you hang it up in your house. I hope you give it to somebody as a present and you enjoy it. So I'll see you guys next week. Be good, stay safe, and I'll see you next week for our next project. Bye bye.